Has there ever been a job where you experienced something that you wish your manager had stepped in on and your manager just was completely oblivious to this giant red flag? I'll go first. Let me know in the comments if you have a story. Love to read it. For me, I was working at the shoe warehouse on the south side of Edmonton in Mill Woods. And there was a guy who made eye contact with me. I think I was 17, 18. Young, dark-skinned fellow. Just nothing remarkable about him. Like no giant piercings or something standoutish. He was just a dude. And he walks in, he's like, "Can I have a hug?" I was like, okay. You know, because I've worked with kids forever. I worked with disabled people forever. I understand the hug is a complex issue for some people and just what other people need. So I was like, okay. So I hugged him because my manager was on the floor and I'm 17, 18 and I'm like, something goes wrong. My manager's gonna watch out for me because my manager's a mom in her 40s and she's from here and like a Punjabi lady, they got sass sometimes and I just expected her to kind of step up because that's just what I'm used to in the area. So he came back every single one of my shifts to hug me. And he always hugged me really long, and I always got really uncomfortable, and eventually I got talked to, because she said I let him hug me too long, so I kept saying no. I kept saying no after I was told about it. Oh, after the first one. After the first one, I started saying no. I understand that could be a little rude, but I have no one has any obligation to hug anybody. So after the first one, and I realized he was just being a creep, I said no. That is in my right. And I actually got in trouble because she said I was hugging him too long. And I said, I don't even know who he is. So the girl who does merchandising and cuts up the boxes would run out every time he showed up to help me get out of the situation because we didn't know what else to do. And eventually I just got a job at the same mall in the other hallway. And when I quit my job, she's like, why? And I'm like, I don't feel safe here selling shoes when I'm getting like groped every single shift. And I can say no, but at the same time, you want me to be nice, and if I say no and I get angry, you're gonna get mad at me. And what the fuck do you want me to do? God, that mall was a nightmare though. Millwoods Town Center is where I worked. It was a nightmare. I worked for this one couple who started their own shop. That's the shop that I went and worked at, and they had a slew of issues. They made me. They asked me to babysit their kids while I was running the store, and their kids were both infants. And I was 17, 18. Like, I quit the job at the shoe warehouse to get away from Hug Guy, so I could go work for this couple who would badmouth me as I babysat their kids and ran their store for them. And they underpaid me, too. They didn't know what the minimum wage was, so they just underpaid me until my mom said something, and I was like, shouldn't you guys pay me back pay? And they're like, no, just as soon as you mention it, that's when you get paid properly, right?